The stairway behind the ark curved upward, narrow and damp, cut from stone so old it seemed carved by floodwater itself. Araya led the way, Kael at her side, the echo of the guardian spirit still humming like a distant thunder in their ears. At the surface, the light of morning pressed through mist like gentle hands. The rain had stopped. The Floodmere lay still, reverent almost. "We should go to the mountain," Araya said, her voice quiet but certain. "The one from the dream." Kael's eyes followed her finger westward, past the drowned pillars of Dremor Roth, toward a jagged silhouette where clouds kissed the peak. It looked impossibly far, a sky-piercing ridge streaked in gray and green. "That's Mount Elaron," he whispered. "The elders say the ark first landed there, long before it drifted downriver." "Then that's where we go," she said. "But no one climbs Elaron," Kael added. "Not without guides." "Do you know one?" He nodded slowly. "Not one, two." They sailed the reed raft until twilight brushed the riverbanks in gold. Past lilystone groves and mirror-flat bends, until the path narrowed into what locals called Talonreach, a canyon where water ran crimson and cliffs curved like claws. And there, at a place where vines wove ladders and wind carried birdsong through crevices, Kael called out in an unfamiliar tongue, "Aran-Mireth! Elanae!" From the trees above, a rope unfurled, and down it came a girl. Older than Araya, her dark hair braided with feathers and bits of shell, her tunic patterned with maps painted in ink. Behind her swung a boy, lean and watchful, with eyes the color of riverstone and a flute strapped to his back. The girl landed with a grin. "You brought a flood dreamer." Kael bowed slightly. "We seek the mountain." She turned to Araya. "And you are the one who entered the ark?" "I found it," Araya said, "but now I need to find where it first stood." The boy stepped forward. "Then you'll need more than faith. You'll need the breath trail." Kael frowned. That path was lost. The girl shook her head. "Not lost. Hidden." She pulled a scroll from a watertight pouch on her hip and unrolled it with care. A topographical map of the mountain, marked not with trails but with old breath symbols, the kind used by priests and singers long ago to chart wind, not land. "The ark didn't settle on solid rock," she said. "It anchored to breath, where the covenant was spoken into air and sealed with promise." Araya reached out and traced a symbol glowing faintly at the summit. "Ruach, breath of God," she whispered. That night, they camped in a grove of lantern fruit trees. As they ate and prepared their packs, the wind shifted. A hush fell over the group as a soft voice carried on the breeze. "I remember you." Araya sat up, alert. "Did anyone else hear?" But Kael was already standing. "Something follows." The girl, Elanae, unrolled a second scroll, this one sealed with moss dust. "Windwatcher's verse," she muttered. "If the breath trail is waking, then the covenant wind will stir, and not all of it remembers peace." From the canyon came a low, throaty howl, not of beast or spirit, but memory, the kind of sound a place makes when it remembers something it was meant to forget. Araya stood, heart pounding. "Should we run?" "No," said Aran-Mireth the boy. "We climb." They began the ascent before dawn. The path narrowed quickly, rising through broken crags and wind-sheared cliffs. The breath trail was not marked by footsteps, but by how the air moved. Where mist curled in spirals, they turned. Where dry grass bent with no wind, they climbed. Where birds flew in circles above hollow stones, they listened for the hum of covenant breath. By the third day, they reached the first anchor point, a cairn etched with verses. Kael brushed away moss to read it aloud. It was by faith that Noah built a large boat to save his family from the flood, and he received the righteousness that comes by faith. Hebrews 11 verse 7. The wind stirred around them like a living ribbon. Elanae stepped back. The mountain remembers. Higher they climbed. The trail grew colder, thinner. Clouds passed beneath their feet. Snow kissed the path. And at the last ridge before the summit, they came upon it. A beam, old, wooden, stained silver by time, too large for any man to carry, and lying across a stone altar where wind swirled in constant dance. "The first plank," Araya breathed. Kael knelt. The ark began here. But as they approached, the clouds darkened. Wind rushed inward. The breath trail pulsed. And from the summit peak, a shape emerged, not human, but not wild. Winged, robed in cloud, with eyes like thunderheads and a voice that tore silence like paper. "You seek the root of covenant," it said. Araya stepped forward. "Yes, then speak its name." Araya looked down, opened her satchel, and retrieved the old scroll tube. From within, a verse shimmered. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Isaiah 43:2. She held it aloft. I speak the name of the one who sent the flood and stayed the waters. The winged figure paused, wind dropped, and then it bowed. You may take the beam. But as she reached for it, two new paths revealed themselves in the mist, one descending toward the eastern groves, and one rising higher into the unknown, where lightning danced atop glassy cliffs.